What is up, you guys? In this video today, I am going over my watch list. I want to go over the stocks that I have currently in the watch list for May of 2020, why they're in there. Some are dividends, some are not dividends. I have some growth opportunity, at least I feel like growth opportunity stocks in that watch list. So you guys, without further ado, let's just get into this video. What is up, crew? Welcome back to the journey. If you are new here, what's going on? My name is Nikki, and I post 2 times a week on this channel about the journey in my life, really just what my life consists of, and financial education, money, real estate, stocks are a part of that. So if that interests you, please consider subscribing by hitting the NB in the bottom corner or the red subscribe button. Join the journey, join the crew. If you want to hold off on hitting that button, that's cool too. You can finish this video, maybe watch a few more, decide if you like me enough, and then smash the subscribe button then. All right, y'all, so I did take some notes. You know, I've done some research. Like I always tell you in these videos, never listen to me. I'm strictly just a chick on YouTube, which I have noticed there's not a lot of us in this sector niche, this niche of YouTube about finance and stock market investing and real estate investing and things like that. Well, so what's going on out there? What's up to all my dudes? That seems to be the only audience that is watching these videos. So what's up, guys? Awesome to have you. I say this in every single one of these videos. You need to do your own research. Do not just follow what I do. Yeah. That's literally it. Don't come at me. I'm not a professional. I'm just on here documenting my journey with the stock market, and that's that. That's really it. The first stock that I've had my eye on since, honestly, I started at the end of December is Johnson & Johnson. You guys, this company, I think I'm in love, but it might be too soon to say, but I think I am. And I have reasons for that. The first reason for that is the fact that they have been paying their dividend for 57 years. This company is so solid, you guys, and I want a piece of that pie. But at the current price of about 150 bucks, I feel as though it's a little bit too much for me at the current moment, at the current time. And I think it will only continue to rise because of their current deal to manufacture vaccines, because they are working on a vaccine for COVID. That's not a secret, I don't believe. So for that reason, that is why it's on my watch list, because I'm not really wanting to dive into it just yet. I wanted to get back down around the 130 mark, but if they produce a vaccine for the situation that's going on, it's only going to make it go up higher. So I don't really know. You know, don't time the market. Don't do what I'm doing, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But you guys, to fall back on the dividend part of this stock, it's obviously a dividend aristocrat. It's been growing its dividend for 57 freaking years, which is kind of crazy. And its payout ratio, according to NASDAQ, which is where I base all of my research, and well, I do Seeking Alpha a little bit and like other like news blogs and so, but I mean, the majority of my information from this video is from NASDAQ.com. So if you ever want to go in there, check it out. Pretty easy. You can just type in the ticker symbol, look up a stock, look up whatever you want with the stock. So there you go. And according to NASDAQ, the dividend that they have is actually just a payout ratio of 19.8%, which is kind of crazy. I mean, that's awesome. Really what that means is that the money that they're making, they make enough money to pay that out, and that's only 19% of their profit, to pay those dividends back to the stockholders that invest with them in their company. Because of the financials, the payout ratio, the dividend history, just the solid blue chip kind of company that J&J is, there are a couple other reasons as to why I love this company. I have a very close friend who works at the company. I kind of get the inside scoop, and it's an awesome place. Let's just put it that way. The company is amazing. To be employed by them would be amazing. In addition to, like I said, all the other ones, I'm a huge fan of J&J. I will be investing in J&J. I just think currently it's a little too high for an entry point, and I feel like it's just gonna get higher because of the opportunity to create the vaccine for this pandemic that's going on. I think I forgot to mention their current dividend, I believe, let me double check the facts. I think it's like 2.6 something percent right now. Let me double check for y'all. Yeah, it's 2.67% dividend, which is awesome. If you watch any of my other videos, you know I like to focus on like a 2 to 4% with 5-year growth in the history and the charts. So J&J, just, I honestly cannot say enough about J&J. And the other reason why I really adore them is because of the brand. There is so much diversification within the company of their brands and products that I feel like it's a no-brainer. I mean, we always talk about how our portfolios specifically need to be diversified into different sectors of the market, but like J&J is doing the same exact thing with their product line, and I think that's amazing, and I think that's a great opportunity and something really positive to look forward to a company when you're trying to purchase those stocks. So you guys, I'd be all over that. Like, cheese on Mac. Is that a thing? People say that, but it's just a little bit too high, I feel like, at this given time for an entry position. Oh, this stock talk gets me parched. Alright y'all, so the second stock that is in my watch list is waste management. Now I've been having my eye on this for like 2 months or so. There's a lot of reasons why I want to add waste management into my portfolio, and I'm gonna go over those, but I might have to mostly just because I don't want to leave anything out. There's a ton of information here and I want y'all to have it, so that's why. And the first little tidbit of information about waste management that I absolutely love is the fact that it is the largest waste collection, disposal, transportation company in the US of A, and there is very low competition. You go anywhere, you take your trash out, you go out on trash day, and what do you see? Where'd my voice go? You see waste management, okay? You see the green, you see the yellow, you see waste management picking up your trash, okay? I have not seen anything else. So the competition extremely low. And some fun things I found out is that they are becoming more environmentally friendly, which for me, long term, is actually good because that gives me a sense of a kind of like recession-proof situation. There's another reason why I feel it's recession-proof, I'll get into that in a minute, but because they are a little bit more environmental, so they're taking their diesel and they're changing it to liquefied natural gas and compressed gas. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really know the difference between liquefied natural gas or compressed. I just know diesel is usually what causes the really nasty smoggy crap to come out. But I also kind of see maybe way down the line, way in the future, you know, Tesla, I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're this like kind of brand new up and coming electric car manufacturer. Y'all know them for the cars. And I saw, I don't know how long ago, don't quote me on this, but they are trying to do like semi-trucks, like electric semi-trucks. So that kind of spiked to my brain, like, you know, like if we ever got to a place where gas wasn't really needed, a place like waste management could adapt to maybe some new technology into electrical trucks, and I think they would be totally fine. I just think it would be an awesome way to kind of incorporate changing technologies into this company, and I think because of those two reasons, environmentally, I think they're okay. I think they have room to grow in that with like basically changing the tool of the truck with the times. And the PE at this current point is around 27, which is a little bit high, which would say it's a little bit overvalued. But for me, this company is, like I said, recession proof because of the environmental changes that they're doing and the fact that they're the largest in what they do, but also because if I think of population and growing population in the United States and numbers going up, with more people comes more waste and more trash. So there's going to always be a need for that. And the fact that they, you know, turn their waste into energy, they are the largest recycling collectors. I just see a lot of good in this. Their financials are pretty solid. So I don't see waste management going anywhere soon. And even if, you know, long in the future, in like 30, 50 years, if things change and things are all electrical, I could definitely see them incorporating that into their business. So for me, waste management is 100% I want in. It is currently around the $100 mark, I believe. It was down in like the 70s or 80s, I think, when this all started to hit the fan. I wish I grabbed it then. I hadn't done enough research on it, so I wasn't comfortable. But if it drops to the mid-low 90s, I'd probably grab a couple, but it is on my watch list, and that is why. If you have waste management in your portfolio and you like it, if you don't like it, let me know down below. I am always interested in what you guys hold, what you guys are looking at. So please do not forget, put your thoughts and your stocks down in the comment section. And to wrap up waste management, they do have a dividend. It's about 2.14%. They do have a 17-year history of dividend growth. They are paying that out. So that's just another added benefit to waste management that I absolutely adore. All right, guys, so the third stock that I have on my watch list for May that actually, I feel like you're a hater or you love it. I'm really not sure. And to be honest, I'm not really sure where I fall, but I know for sure I have my eye on it, and that is Boeing. Now, Boeing, before all of this happened, extremely solid, insane financials, dividend was great, life was like, and then all of a sudden now nobody's going anywhere and it's tanked over 60% down from where it was a year ago, which could A, spark fears of bankruptcy for that company, or B, kind of what I'm leaning more towards is like an opportunity to buy it basically at 60% off what it was. And the reasons that I put it on my watch list and not kind of like I'm not gonna even touch it are a few things. So the first thing is like Boeing is so crucial to the US of A, baby. Like the government needs Boeing, everybody in the US needs Boeing. Boeing, when you think Boeing, you think USA. I think aerospace, which they are a huge player, if not the biggest, I think the biggest player in aerospace and technology and defense and obviously airline. I know prior to COVID they were having the 737 issues, which really didn't affect their stock that much, to be honest with you, but now they obviously do have some issues. They've been trying to have federal help and bailouts basically to keep them from bankruptcy. But a couple things I really like too is the fact that their earnings were not as bad as they thought they were going to be. Still bad but definitely not as bad as people thought. Another pickup I got from that, at the annual shareholders meetings, the CEO told shareholders that it could take 3 to 5 years to see the growth come back, the company come back, and the dividends to start getting paid back. You know, for me, long term, I mean, that 5 years is literally nothing, so that's totally cool. The fact that they think it will get back to where it was pre-COVID, pre-2019 is awesome. It gives me hope that the leaders and the management have that kind of timeline. They are thinking that far down the road, and they do believe it will come back and be okay. It's just gonna take time, but as a long-term investor, all we got is time. I really think it's okay. It is a gamble. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit of a gamble, but I see it as like this much of a gamble. I really do. And like I've said before, where I am in my journey with it, how old I am, how much time I have, I can make that money back if I lost it through the course of the rest of my life, pretty much. So I like Boeing for that, the growth and the fact that the dividends are in the minds of management to come back, even though it is gonna take a little bit of a long-term analysis and a long-term play to get those back. I don't know. I feel like you either love it or you hate it. So let me know down below if you are Team Boeing, you're not Team Boeing, and why, because I love to educate myself and get other opinions so I can make an informed decision for myself. So let me know. Currently, I believe at a $140 price, and before all of this, it was above $300. So that's pretty awesome. That's a pretty awesome opportunity for growth of my money to get back up to those levels, but could take a while. But like I said, it don't matter to me. So let's move on to the next stock. All right, y'all. So the next stock that I want to talk about that I have been watching, I think since I signed up with the app in December, is Adobe. So I am obsessed with Adobe. They are a huge hitter in the digital media, digital marketing area. As a YouTube content creator, I use almost everything Adobe, Photoshop. I'm trying to learn Premiere. I don't use it right now, but a lot of content creators do use Premiere. PDF from Adobe. It is currently at a $353 price point to buy one share of it, which is kind of expensive. That's a lot of money to put into one share for freaking one position, basically. But pre-situation that's going on right now, it was around $375, $380. So there's still a little bit of opportunity for that to grow. I think long term, this is gonna be a heavy hitter. It's been around for a very long time. It is profitable. The balance sheet, the income, the cash flow, all those sheets looking good. Their revenue growth in Q1 was up 18.8%. Profits are growing faster than revenue. They are making money. They're well established. They're mature. They were founded in 1982. They're still around. That gives me some comfort in knowing that. And to be honest, you guys, since this whole situation's happened, I think a lot of businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of small businesses, big businesses, and everything in between are really learning about how important it is to be able to do things online, to create marketing, branding, awareness, a business online. And Adobe is definitely a company that's going to help people do that. So I kind of think that this whole thing has helped them in a sense. They do not pay a dividend, so it's not a dividend company per se or dividend investment. Who knows? I mean, they could bring it on. I don't know, whatever. But I think sincerely that this does have some room for some more growth. Maybe not a ton, but definitely a little bit. In long term, I'm just obsessed. And there's really not much more to say about that. I just haven't invested because I'm like, oh my god, over freaking $350 for one share is like, But then people be buying Tesla left and right, so you know, whatever. I mean, I could splurge a little bit maybe. What do you guys think? Have you guys ever thought about Adobe? Do you use Adobe products? I'm kind of kicking myself that it's taking me so long to grab it. Should have grabbed it when everything started falling, but you live and you learn. I will be adding this though very soon, I hope. So the fifth stock and company that I have on my watch list for May is a little bit of a risky one. It's a little bit of one that might not be on the radar of a lot of people, but it is DocuSign. Now, hear me out. If you do or do not know, I am a licensed realtor in the state of California, specifically in Southern Orange County. I am in the industry, and so for me, it's very obvious the kind of impact DocuSign has had on my real estate business and other people's real estate business, or just small business or entrepreneurship in general. But here's the thing, kind of to piggyback off of Adobe, I think this whole situation has made people more aware, and it has had to make them adapt to new kind of business practices. And I think the fact that you can send, receive, sign, store, share documents with people's e-signatures, which is like what they're known for, is the e-sig, through email, via email, never have to be face to face, especially right now, is second to none. Like, that is the prime. The fact that I can send send you a document from California to Florida to sign something for a business and just do it via email by an e-cig is freaking insane. And I think because of that and the realization that people are having now that is so important is going to drive the growth potential of this company up, like a lot. It's just so convenient to be able to open up on your iPad, your phone, your computer, literally anything, open up a document and sign it. I mean, I just see the impact it has in the real estate industry and how many people use that. I mean, money is being made because of this, and this company, I hadn't really had my eye on it, honestly, too much, but the last about 2-3 weeks, I've really honed in, and I'm like, obviously there are certain businesses that this whole situation is just really hammering, and then there are businesses that this whole situation is are bringing to life. Like, people are realizing they have to adapt. Within my own real estate business, I can't go host an open house right now. You know, people aren't coming in and out of people's homes. That's not a thing. So we do virtual open houses. We put everything on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're doing everything virtually. For people to start to realize that, it's only helping companies like this and Adobe, you know, those other companies that are e-commerce. They're online. They are digitally based. And so for me, even though DocuSign does not pay a dividend, honestly doesn't matter to me. It's a little bit risky. Their balance sheets aren't as great. Their cash and assets are only a little bit higher than their liabilities, which makes me nervous. But at the same time, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, I am young enough to take some risks. And so for me and the business that I'm in and understanding what I understand about DocuSign, I think that would be an amazing investment for me to put some money into to see it grow in the future. And even though the cash and assets are very close to the total liabilities and debts, those debts that they do have are easily converted to equity. So it's a little bit of a better debt because they could change it into equity and liquidate it if needed. I don't know. I'm just like really in love with this right now, this company, and it's trading around the $105, $106 range. Personally, I think this could get up to like 150, 160 in the next 3 to 5 years. So I'm definitely interested in this. I will be keeping my eye on it, probably buying myself in there once in a while, every now and then. But this is a company that I definitely want to get my money into because I just see the value of it, especially after this whole situation. I just think it's almost a necessity for businesses and entrepreneurs and everybody to have. Alright guys, so those are my 5 companies I am keeping an extremely close eye on in the month of May. May not open some positions in them. Just to recap for y'all, it is Johnson & Johnson, Waste Management, Boeing, Adobe, and DocuSign. Those are the 5 I'm heavily keeping my little eye on. You guys, I don't know, May's gonna be an interesting month. As we know, there are some states that are reopening the economy or already have done so, and it will be interesting to see how that rolls, how the numbers do, what we see with cases and statistics and data. I feel like we're either about to revamp our economy and we're all going back to work here shortly, or we might see some bad numbers, some spikes in cases, spikes in deaths, ICU rates, overly crowded hospitals, and the fear might set in again that we cannot go back yet. We all know this, the stock market is a market based of fear. So if things are going good, I give it like 2 weeks. I think the 2-week mark around mid-May is gonna be where I'm either entering or entering some of these positions, because I feel as though we're either gonna sink because numbers are gonna rise, which makes a better buying opportunity for me when there's red days and there's a bloodbath, because people are fearful, they're gonna pull money out, they don't want it in the market, they want it in their pockets in cash. So for long-term investors, that's an awesome time for us to get some great companies at a discount, or the opposite could be true, and we could reopen economies, we could see the positive impact, we could see people going back to work with numbers not really changing, and that will have a sense of hope and excitement with the American economy. The numbers will rise, and at that point, you're gonna wanna get in before they get way too high and overpriced because of the pure excitement. So you guys, I really wanna know what you think of my 5 selections. Leave 5 stocks down below that you think I should look into that I haven't mentioned before or that I do not currently hold. If you don't know what I currently hold, I will link a video up here. Go back to the channel. There's a playlist here with all of the kind of stock investment type videos that I have all on one playlist. You can go through, watch all those, see what I have. But you guys, before you go, one more thing, please make sure you smash that like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm really push this out. It would mean the absolute world to me, and it just really helps this channel a ton. You have no idea. And if you enjoyed hanging out with me half as much as I loved hanging out with all y'all for this video, please hit that subscribe button. Join the journey. Like I said earlier, just do it. Come along. Let's have a convo. Let's invest. Let's be smart with our money. Let's talk real estate. Let's talk life. Okay, just life. That's it. Alright y'all, so if you made it to the end of this video, you are the real MVP. Come here, you know I love you. Alright, you guys, like I say at the end of every single one of my videos, enjoy the journey, whatever your journey is, and always remember to do what sets your hearts on fire. And I will catch y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.